Good morning. My name is Debbie Weber. I'm clerk of the Essex County Board of Supervisors. I would like to welcome you to this board's bicentennial meeting. Chairman Sayward has appointed Sheriff Henry Thomas to be the Sergeant of Arms. I have the appointment letter, and I ask Sheriff Thomas to carry out his appointed duties.
Madam Clerk, the Reverend Clergy. Madam Clerk, the guest of the board. Madam Clerk, the justices and the judges of the court and the clerk of the court. Madam Clerk, the department heads and the officers of the board. Madam Clerk, the honorable elected officers. Madam Clerk, the honorable Board of Supervisors led by the Chair, Teresa R. Sayward. Will everyone please rise? Madam Clerk and honorable members of the board, the color guard.
Color guard, 10. Forward. Column left. Mark. Color guard. Halt. Left. Hey. Order. Armed.
Madam Clerk, the honorable members of the board, the county clerk and his deputies bearing the county seal.
Thank you, Sheriff Thomas. I will now turn the meeting over to Chairman Teresa R. Sayward.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please join me in the salute to the flag?
Color guard. Rebel bear. Fort. Armed.
At this time, I'll call on Reverend Shaw, pastor of the Elizabethtown Congregational Church, to give the invocation. Reverend Shaw.
Will you please join me in prayer? Our gracious and ever-loving God, to whom belongs all honor and power and glory, we lift our hearts to you in grateful devotion, together with praise and thanksgiving. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for the women and men who are assembled here. Thank you for the significance of this occasion. The bicentennial of our county represents a milestone to us, one in which we take great pride and joy. We give thanks to you for the significance of the combined histories of the many generations in our scattered towns and villages. But to you, O Lord, 2 centuries are merely a passing thought. And so we give thanks for your continued thought concerning us and our existence over the years. And may we be so bold at this time as to ask that your providence remain ever faithful to us to ensure our future. And may we, in turn, be so faithful as to give thought to you and to your ways. Guide us, guard us in our life together and in our lives before you, for the glory of your name. Amen.
Rebel bear. Fort. Armed. Color guard. Order. Armed. Right. Hey. Column left. March.
Please be seated. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Morrow.
Here.
Mr. French. Here. Mr. Hudson is absent. Mr. Drummond. Mr. Drummond. Mr. Douglas.
Here.
Mr. Bowles.
Here.
Mr. Glebus.
Here.
Mr. Palmer.
Here.
Mrs. Waldron. Here. Mr. Cannon.
Here.
Mrs. Seany. Here. Mr. Kazoff.
Here.
Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mrs. Morency. Mr. Connery.
Here.
Mrs. Demiro.
Here.
Mrs. Sayward.
Here.
Mr. Holzer.
Here.
It's my honor, great privilege, and pleasure to appoint the Honorable John J. Kelly, Supervisor for the Town of Sterling, Vice Chairman of the Board of Supervisors, and Chairman of the Bicentennial Committee, to assume the responsibilities of MC today. Mr. Kelly.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. It's always an honor to serve with you and this Board of Supervisors. At this point, I would request that you come down before the podium and greet the honored guests from Albany that we have with us today. The Honorable Secretary of State, Sandy Treadwell, the Honorable Assemblyman Chris Ortloff, and our Assemblywoman, Elizabeth Little.
I'd like to have you folks say a few words, if you would, please.
Thank you very much, Chairman Sayward. On behalf of Governor George E. Pataki, it's my great honor and personal privilege to congratulate the board and the residents of this magnificent county on 200 years. I'm honored that it's my home. There's no county more beautiful in our state, and for 200 years its people have been full of courage and independence. And it's an honor for me to be here. Unusual on a Monday that I get to be miles from my home. I thank you for that and the privilege of being here. Thank you.
Assemblyman Little, did you, I'm sorry, Chris.
Accustomed as I am to using a microphone. It's a great privilege as a native of Essex County to be back in this historic chamber on this historic day. On a personal note, my Uncle Ted Morrison sat in that seat and sat in this Board of Supervisors for many, many years, and I think of him and all the others who served this county so well, including yourselves, supervisors. Thank you for inviting me. In the Lake Placid High School alma mater, we learned the words long ago, as most of us learned our own school's pledges. And one of the words of that song goes, we will search the world over, but our hearts will always return. And that's the spirit that I come back here today. Congratulating this county on its 200th anniversary, the Board of Supervisors and the officers on their work. You can leave Essex County, you can go as far away around the world as you can, but it's always nice to come home. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here today on a very historic occasion. One of the privileges I have in life is representing Essex County. And today, I'm very proud to be your representative, but I'd also like to congratulate all of you, congratulate our county clerk, Joe Provencio, and all of those who worked so hard to put on a celebration like this. It's very important to the people here. And at this time, I would just like to say that I commend all of you for what you are trying to do to continue the traditions of Essex County in representing all of those people and doing the continued work of all the supervisors through the many, many years who went before us, and for all of those supervisors and people who will go after us. I think that you work very hard to do that, and I commend you for it. On behalf of Senator Stafford, Assemblyman Ortloff, myself, and all of the other members of the New York State Legislature, we will have a legislative resolution commemorating Essex County on their 200th anniversary, and it will be passed this week in the New York State Legislature. We will get that to you. I also have a citation from the New York State Assembly to give to you, but I just wish you well. I thank you for all that you have done. And you know, as the entire world looks upon entering the 21st century, we in Essex County now look upon entering our 3rd century. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Madam Chair, I request that you once more go to the podium and greet our neighbors. The chairman Legislature, the Honorable Donald Garrett.
I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas in 1788, Clinton County was formed from Washington County and included the area now known as Essex County. And whereas Essex County was formed in its own right in 1799, being separated from Clinton County. Whereas Clinton and Essex counties have enjoyed a tremendous relationship over the many years. And whereas the cooperation between our two governments has extended beyond mutual support, with actual shoulder-to-shoulder efforts to improve what is commonly referred to as the North Country. Whereas Essex County has enjoyed a rich history, which in this century has included hosting 200 Olympics in 1932 and in 1980. And whereas Essex County is often referred to as the jewel of the Adirondacks because of the beauty of the region. Therefore, I, Donald L. Garrett, Chairperson of the Clinton County Legislature, do hereby proclaim the remainder of 1999 as Essex County Bicentennial. And I urge all Clinton County citizens to join with our neighbors in Essex County in celebrating this most momentous occasion. Congratulations.
I would now ask the Chairman and Vice Chairman of the Washington County Board of Supervisors, Peter Gillespie and Donald Cummings, to come forward.
We have a presentation here today. It's a privilege for us to be up here in the heart of the Adirondacks. We are honored that you have extended us the invitation to be here on your celebration for centennial or bicentennial. The Washington County Board of Supervisors on the February 26th meeting passed a resolution congratulating Essex County. And if I could read that, I'd like to present this to you. It says, title, Congratulations from Washington County to Essex County on their 200th anniversary. Whereas Washington County, named in 1784, represented the roots of Essex County, having been partially divided into territories, including Clinton County in 1788, which was further partially divided into Essex County in 1799. And whereas our two great counties share a rich relationship as crossroads in the history of the United States. And whereas our two great counties also share the traditional values that make this part of New York a great place in which to live and work. Where it is suitable at this auspicious point in history of Essex County for the Board of Supervisors of Washington County to recognize Essex County on the occasion of its 200th anniversary. As a county of the state of New York, now therefore be it resolved that it is with great pride and pleasure that the Washington County Board of Supervisors extends its heartfelt congratulations to the citizens of Essex County on this momentous occasion of the county's 200th anniversary. And be it further resolved that a signed and sealed copy of this resolution be presented to Essex County to mark this momentous occasion. This was signed by the Washington County Board of Supervisors and sealed by the Board Clerk, and with great pride I present it to you.
I'd like to ask Mary Wallace, town historian for the town of Jay, who is representing Albany County, to come forward, please.
It's a great honor for me to be able to read this proclamation from Albany County. Essex County Bicentennial. Albany was one of the original 12 counties of the state of New York State. Albany was established in 1683. 8 counties were directly from Albany. Established as a Dutch settlement, Albany became famous as an independent shipping area. The Dutchmen that came to the New World brought with them a fierce love of liberty and spirit of independence. This spirit enabled Albany to become a cradle of independence in what is known the state of New York. Albany County is considered the mother of most of the counties from upstate counties. Albany extends its best wishes to Essex County on the occasion of their 200th birthday. Albany is grateful for all your contributions to New York State.
Madam Chair, 18 towns make up Essex County, and each with a different date of establishment. When I call the name of each of the towns, that supervisor or its designee, please rise and announce the date his or her town was established and where the name of the town was derived. Each supervisor will then bring forth some object that signifies his or her town, place it in a box to await placement in the time capsule. Town of Woolsboro.
The town of Woolsboro was established on March 7, 1788, and was named for its pre-revolutionary first settler, William Gilliland, in 1765. And I will place in the time capsule some ore from NIPO Minerals, a little history of NIPO Minerals, the names of all of their employees, and the names of all of the elected, appointed officials from the town of Woolsboro.
The town of Crown Point.
The town of Crown Point was established on March 23rd, 1788. Crown Point's name was derived from the French Point à la Chevelure, which means scalp point, but for a peculiar translation became Crown Point. At the point, the forts and the ancient French settlement were located. And I will place a condensed history of Crown Point in the time capsule from 1780.
Town of Jay.
The town of Jay was named after Governor John Jay on January 16, 1798. John Jay was also the first Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Our town historian, Barry Wallace, will place information in the time capsule.
I have from the Ward Lumber Company, one of our biggest companies in our area, a board and the history. I also have the history on the J Baptist Church, which is 200 years old. And by being our last year was our 200th anniversary, I had everything already. And I have a hat from Ward Lumber.
Thank you. Town of Elizabethtown.
Good morning. The town of Elizabethtown was established February 12, 1798. Elizabethtown, it was formerly called Pleasant Valley and later Elizabethtown, and it was named for William Gilliam's wife Elizabeth. We will present to the time capsule a booklet from our bicentennial celebration, which was last year. We were also prepared.
Town of Chesterfield.
The town of Chesterfield was established February 20th, 1802. Chesterfield was named for settlers from New Hampshire coming from a town with the same name. The town took the same name as a town in Derbyshire, England. I have to put in the time capsule a book printed about Chesterfield that not only tells our history, but shows some beautiful pictures of our mountains and valleys.
Town of Scroom was established March 7, 1804. Scroom was named in honor of the Duchess of Scroom, the widow of the crippled poet Paul Scroom. Another legend was that Scroom was named by French soldiers stationed at Fort Ticonderoga from an Indian name meaning large lake. Still another legend was that Scroom was named for the Indian princess Scaruna. The town of Scroom will present a condensed history of the town of Scroom, which will be in the capsule, and I might add that we will probably bring forth some other incidentals to place in the time capsule also. Town of Ticonderoga.
The town of Ticonderoga was established on March 20th, 1804. Ticonderoga was named after the Indian words Tion Ticonderoga, meaning the land between two lakes. And Ticonderoga is so significant as if that picture that's hanging on the wall right there. I placed in the time capsule a piece of the original Fort Ticonderoga, also a replica of the cannons, so familiar between Fort Ticonderoga and Dorchester Heights in Boston, and also 3 flags. One, France, the French flag is 1755, 1759, Great Britain, 1759 to 1783, and the United States, 1776.
Town of Essex.
The town of Essex was established April 4th, 1805. Essex was named for an area in England that comprises many English colonies, London, Middlesex, and much of Hertfordshire. Essex is located on Lake Champlain, where back during the early days of the War of 1812, we were invaded by the English. So we have much history in the town of Essex. We are also on the National Register of Historical Towns. And I'd like to place in the front a booklet on the history of the town of Essex.
Town of Lewis.
The town of Lewis was established April 4th, 1805. On April 14th, 1805, Lewis was named after Governor Morgan Lewis. In this time capsule today, what we would like to do is to leave some sort of remembrance for those people that were established as elected officials in the town of Lewis for many years. And it's a picture of many of the people that have served in elected positions in the town of Lewis. 2 of the people that I would like to recognize here from the pictures is maybe the longest standing town official that we ever had in the town of Lewis, and that was Harry Burpee, who had served as town clerk for a period of 36 years. In addition to that, as a follow-up, we have our town clerk currently as Jim Pierce, and he too at this point has 26 years in. So when you total it up, that's 62 years of experience for 2 very dedicated people that were elected as officials there in the town of Lewis. And this I would like to submit to the time capsule.
Town of Mariah.
The town of Mariah was established in 1806. Originally, it was named after its first settler, William McKenzie. Later on, it was renamed Mariah. And I have some magnetite iron ore from Lionel, New York, from the town of Mariah Historical Society.
Town of Keene.
Town of Keene, home of the High Peaks and the best band in the North Country. You really missed something. You're good. One heck of a job. We were established back in March 19th, 1808. Keene's original settlers, Stephen Griswold, named the town of Keene after his former hometown in the state of New Hampshire. And we're including a brief history of the town of Keene as well as a summary of what's going on now and one of our primary products and the trails map of the High Peaks area.
Town of Westport.
The town of Westport was established March 24th, 1815. Westport was originally called Bessborough after the voice of William Gilman. Later it was renamed to Westport, signifying the town location on the western shores of Lake Champlain. I have also at this time a synopsis of our history, which I'll place in the
Town of Minerva.
The town of Minerva was established March 17, 1817. The first supervisor, A.P. Morris, named this town Minerva after the Roman goddess of wisdom. Minerva is the patron of war and artisans. She was the embodiment of wisdom, purity, and reason. I would like to place the town's history books, which were prepared by the Minerva Historical Society, into the time capsule.
Town of Wilmington.
The town of Wilmington, home of Whiteface Mountain, was established March 22nd, 1821. Originally called Danville, Wilmington's name was changed to be named after a town in Massachusetts, which settlers came from. The town was founded by an individual named Reuben Sanford. He served as a supervisor and on the board of supervisors when the town was established. Also, he went on to serve in the state legislature. In our packet, we have historical papers, photos, and the like.
Town of Newcomb.
Newcomb was established March 15, 1828. It was named after its first supervisor, elected in 1828, Daniel T. Newcomb, who owned property at the present site of the Haas. I'd like to place into the time capsule a piece of tight ferrous magnetite, not to be confused with the iron ore from Mariah.
Town of St. Armand.
As a lifelong resident of St. Armand, it's an honor for me today to stand in for Supervisor Morency, who unavoidably could not make today's meeting and festivities. The town of St. Armand was established on April 23, 1844. It was named by Charles F. Toof, one of the founders of the town, and he named it after a town in Canada from where he migrated, which was called Saint, ending with an E, Armand. I would request permission to submit the artifacts from the town of St. Armand when Supervisor Morency returns.
Town of North Hudson.
The town of North Hudson was established April 12, 1848. It was named because of its location in the upper branches of the Hudson River. I'd like to place in the time capsule, last year was our Bicentennial, a blanket that we had for our celebration, and I'd also like to reserve the right to put our history book that we have for our time capsule in here. I forgot it this morning due to another thing that I had to do.
Town of North Elba.
The town of North Elba seceded from the town of Wilmington. And George says it's been downhill ever since. The town of North Elba was named after the Elba Ironworks on the Chub River. The ironworks was named for the mineral mine territory Elba of Europe. Genesee County's name Elba preceded Essex County's town, so it was changed to North Elba. And before I go into any of the history, I would like to recognize that we do have in our audience this morning one of our famous supervisors from the town of North Elba, who served us from 1974 to 1981, who's also a two-time gold medal Olympian winner in the 1930 Winter Olympics, Jack Shea. Jack is dearly loved, not only in North Elba, but throughout the Essex County, throughout the world.
hand, I would like to present the Rusty Putty McKenna blanket, which depicts all of the sites for which you've given us the recognition of the world sports capital of the world. Rusty is a member of our community and has done a tremendously great job with the blanket. There's also in here an Olympic pin, of course, and also the list of our supervisors throughout the times that we have been a part of Essex County, and the history of the name of the town of North Elmwood.
Madam Chair, our bicentennial is not a look at the past, but a hope for the future. The Bicentennial Committee approved this logo because to use it symbolizes our future. We'll ask that you unveil the banner on your bench. Madam Chair, will you please give to each town supervisor a bicentennial flag and a pin. I will ask the supervisors to the chair's left to come up first and ask the clerk of the board and deputy county manager to assist the chair. Allows the chairperson to place a flag and a pin behind council. To keep the bicentennial spirit alive, the chair will give the flag to the board. County clerk. County attorney. And the county historian to be hung at their offices. I'd also like to present a flag and a pin to Secretary of State Treadwell. Assemblyman Chris Karloff. Mr. Robert Gregory, the Executive Director of the New York State Association of Counties. He will also be presenting a flag and pin to Assemblywoman Little, who had to leave for another meeting, and our Senator Ronald B. Stafford. I would ask the chairman to return the bench, please. Madam Chair, our history is one of which we are extremely proud. I ask with your permission to allow the County Attorney, Richard B. Meyer, to read a portion of our county's history.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. From 1683 to 1772, Essex County was part of Albany County, a gigantic area stretching to the Canadian border. Albany County was subdivided in 1772, with the area of what is now Essex County being included as part of Charlotte County. For apparently patriotic reasons, the name of Charlotte County was changed to Washington. In 1788, Washington County itself was divided, with the area now comprising Essex County being part of the newly created Clinton County. Essex County was established out of Clinton County by an act of the legislature on March 1, 1799. At the time of its creation in 1799, Essex County had only 4 towns: Crown Point, Willsboro, Elizabethtown, and Jay. Due in large part to its location along Lake Champlain, Essex County has acquired a significant and important military history, the equal of any other county in the entire state. At Crown Point and Ticonderoga, Lake Champlain narrows substantially, giving its possessor control of traffic both north and south. In the early days of our great country, the major war trail and commerce routes connecting the St. Lawrence with the Hudson and Mohawk valleys passed through Essex County and over Lake Champlain. An army moving in either direction simply had to win possession of the strategic positions at Crown Point and Ticonderoga. During the French and Indian War, all the armies and smaller forces that made their way over the old war trail went through Essex County. From the famous battle of Ticonderoga in 1609, when Samuel de Champlain helped an Algonquin war party defeat the Iroquois, some 3 months before Henry Hudson sailed up what is now the Hudson River, to the British attempt in 1758 to capture the French fortress at Ticonderoga, which failed, to the British capture in 1759 of the forts at Ticonderoga and Crown Point, surprisingly without a battle, Essex County found itself a major battleground for control of the New World. Essex County also played a significant role during the War for Independence. As the colonies and Britain drifted toward war in the 1770s, leaders on both sides foresaw the importance of the positions at Ticonderoga and Crown Point. In May 1775, a force led by Ethan Allen and Benedict Arnold captured Fort Ticonderoga during the early morning hours when the Green Mountain Boys swarmed, unhindered, onto the parade ground after a dozing British sentry failed to sound the alarm. With Ticonderoga in American hands, Crown Point also surrendered. During the next winter, many of the guns captured here were transported to Boston, where they were of immense value in forcing the British out of that city. During the summer of 1775, Ticonderoga served as the base for General Montgomery's projected invasion of Canada. His army, in conjunction with one led by Benedict Arnold through the Maine wilderness, almost succeeded in capturing Quebec itself, but failed when Montgomery was killed and Arnold was wounded. 1777 was the year of the British General Burgoyne's invasion. With a huge army, he went along Lake Champlain. Because of the small garrison at Ticonderoga, the Americans had only a small chance of holding back the British. All chance disappeared when the British placed guns on the top of Mount Defiance, where shots could be fired into the fort. The American force had no choice but to evacuate the fort under cover of darkness. In 1810, there were 9,525 inhabitants, while by 1825, the population had increased to 15,993. Over the intervening 174 years, Essex County's population has grown only 2.3 times that figure to approximately 37,150. Lumbering was the first major industry in Essex County. The first mill was erected by William Gilliland in Willsboro in 1767. In 1897, the largest manufacturer was the Rogers Pulp Company of All Sable Forks. Today, the International Paper Company mill in Ticonderoga has taken its place, and the forest products industry still plays a large role in Essex County. Mining has also been a major industry in Essex County, although today it is a shadow of what it had been. In the 1800s, there was considerable coal mining. The J.J. Rogers Iron Company of All Sable Forks alone used charcoal at 50 kilns scattered across the county. In the early part of the century, coal gas was used to heat homes in some communities, Saranac Lake among them. The most well-known aspect of the mining industry in Essex County was iron ore. The famous Cheever mine at Port Henry was in operation before 1800. The most extensive iron deposits were found at Mineville. In 1865, there were 8 furnaces, 20 forges, 3 rolling mills, and 2 foundries at Port Henry. The town of Moriah possesses one of the largest developed magnetic ore bodies in the world. Not to be left out, the mining of Titan ferrous magnetite began in 1826 in the town of Newcomb from the Tahawus site. Today, the mining industry is limited pretty much to the Nico-Wollastonite mines in Lewis and Willsboro. In recent years, tourism has become the primary element of Essex County's economy. Lake Placid in the town of North Elba is one of the most famous winter resorts in the world, having hosted the Winter Olympic Games in both 1932 and 1980, a feat unequaled on this continent. Wilmington, the home of Whiteface Mountain, also played a major role in the 1980 Olympics. Now, virtually every area of the county is known far and wide as a year-round resort area for climbing, hunting, fishing, skiing, skating, boating, and virtually every other recreational activity. Saranac Lake, which initially gained prominence as a cure center for tuberculosis, and which is located in both North Elba and St. Armand, hosts the oldest winter carnival in the nation. From the high peaks of Keene, Newcomb, North Elba, North Hudson, and Wilmington, to the mountains, hills, and forests of Jay, Minerva, Lewis, and Elizabethtown, to the lakes in Scroom, Chesterfield, Willsboro, Essex, Moriah, Crown Point, Westport, Ticonderoga, and St. Armand, the matchless natural beauty of this place we call home is envied and revered everywhere. As we celebrate our bicentennial, the people of Essex County can take great pride in its history and be certain that the best is yet to come.
Madam Chair, many of our representatives could not be present, but have asked to be remembered to this group this morning. A letter from the White House, thank you for your invitation. The President has asked me to convey his appreciation. Unfortunately, due to the tremendous demand of the President's schedule, the White House is unable to accept your request. Sincerely, Stephanie S. Street, Assistant to the President, Director of Scheduling. Dear friends, allow me to extend my congratulations to the residents of Essex County on the beginning of the county's bicentennial year. One of the earliest writers on the Adirondacks called Essex County the most interesting county in the state. And you have wisely adopted that as your motto. No other county embraces such a varied landscape, stretching as it does from the fertile lowlands of the Champlain Valley to the high peaks of the Adirondacks. Each section of the county has produced a distinctive way of life, and each township has produced its own folklore and legends. You are most fortunate to have the Adirondack Center Museum in Elizabethtown, which has preserved for posterity the artifacts of our ancestors' daily lives. Yet Essex County has also been the focus of significant scenes in our nation's history, from the Champlain's encounter with the Iroquois near Ticonderoga, to the first American Navy's battle with the British off Split Rock, to John Brown's return to this courthouse after his death, where he lay in state before burial in North Elba. Essex County has enriched not only the Adirondacks and New York State, but the entire nation, and you will have every reason to be proud of your county on its 200th anniversary. My best wishes to all of you. Sincerely, Ronald B. Stafford. Madam Chair, as we move forward in the year of 1999, I ask my colleagues and our friends to use this year for all of the functions in the various towns and villages in our county as a bicentennial function. This completes my portion of the program, and I wish to thank Joseph Provencha and all the members of my committee for a fine job in assisting in presenting this program this morning. I request that we now move to the resolutions of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. On behalf of the whole board, and thank you for serving MC this morning for these wonderful festivities. Before I move to resolutions of the day, I would like to recognize Bob Gregory, who's here this morning, representing NISAC, which is the New York State Association of Counties, as the Executive Director. Bob, do you have a few words for us this morning?
Thank you very much, Teresa, and honorable members of the Board of Supervisors, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I just would like to add my words on behalf of the New York State Association of Counties Board of Directors in congratulating you as you begin this bicentennial celebration. The Association of Counties is going to join with you as we celebrate our 75th anniversary in September and statewide conference in Lake Placid. And we look forward to joining with you as the celebration continues. Congratulations.
Resolutions?
Resolution number 53, authorizing appointments to various committees, boards, and councils.
Offered by Ms. Sini, seconded by Mr. Casa. Discussion? There being none, roll call vote. Don't need a roll call on this one. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Number 54, amending the 1999 Essex County budget.
Offered by Ms. Sini, seconded by Mr. Morrow. Discussion? Roll call vote.
Mr. Morrow?
Yes.
Mr. French? Mr. Hutchins is absent. Mr. Drummond?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Both?
Yes.
Mr. Glivas?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mrs. Waldron? Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Mrs. Sini?
Yes.
Mr. Casa?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mrs. Moritz is absent. Mr. Connery?
Yes.
Mr. Muro?
Yes.
Mrs. Sayward?
Yes.
Mr. Holzer?
Yes.
Resolution carries.
Are there any resolutions from the floor? Mr. Kelly?
Chairman, I request permission to place a resolution on the floor in appreciation to Del Pierce, owner of Advertisers Workshop, for the design of the logo for the Essex County Bicentennial.
I second the motion. Do I have 12 supervisors that would allow that on the floor, Madam Clerk?
Yes, you do.
No, thank you. Resolution offered by Mr. Kelly and seconded by Mrs. Sini. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Are there other resolutions? Mr. Merrill?
Madam Chair, I'd like to offer a resolution congratulating the Westport Central School boys basketball team for their accomplishments on winning the Section 7 championship.
Do I have 12 supervisors that would allow that on the floor, Madam Clerk?
Yes, you do.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Casa. Mr. Cannon? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Cannon?
I'd like permission to move a resolution congratulating the Minerva Newcomb boys basketball team that got beat by Westport.
12
that as well.
Do I have 12 supervisors that would allow that on the floor, Madam Clerk?
Yes, you do.
Do I have a second? Mrs. Palmer, Mrs. Walter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Do I have other resolutions from the floor? Mr. Holzer.
I'd like to offer a resolution of congratulations to Wilmington resident Max Thwaites on receiving the Eagle Scout Award.
Do I have 12 supervisors that would allow that on the floor?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is that a unanimous second?
Yes.
Thank you. Other resolutions, Mr. Cannon?
We have two, Madam Chairman. One, a resolution of intent to include in any local law imposing the bed tax as Essex County will contract with the Lake Placid Essex County Visitors Bureau to act as the Essex County Tourism Promotion Agency.
I'll second that.
Do I have 12 supervisors that would allow that on the floor, Madam Clerk?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Can I have a second by Mr. Connery? Seconded by Mrs. Seaman. Any other discussion on the resolution on the floor? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Second one, Mr. Cannon.
I'd like permission to put a resolution on the floor authorizing and directing the county purchasing agent to request proposals for a digital conversion of tax map for Essex County and the creation of a digital centerline road coverages.
Do I have 12 supervisors that would allow on the floor?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Mr. Merrill. Discussion on the resolution on the floor. Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Are there other resolutions? Mr. Palmer.
I would like permission to move one for the Department of Motor Vehicles concerning mail-ins. This is the resolution requesting that the executive budget be, as proposed, to eliminate the mail-in license.
On the floor. There being none, that concludes the resolutions of your day. I would like to ask all of the supervisors, if they have seated in the audience any of the past supervisors from their communities, we would like to give them all pins. I will exercise the prerogative of the board and recognize the supervisors that I know are here from the town of Willsboro. I believe we have Edward Hatch, Edna Coonrod, and Florence Hathaway. If they would come forward, I would like to give them pins, please.
Mr. Knight is here. Yes, I do, Mr. Joe Kelly, town of Narberth, former supervisor.
Do you have anybody from Mariah, Mrs. Walter? Mr. Merrill?
Yes, Mr. McIntyre, my predecessor is here, longtime member of the board, member of the Westport Village Board, as well as the town board, supervisor, mayor.
I think everybody knows Mr. McIntyre.
Now I know what it means to take a back seat.
Yes, I think I have one here, Mr. Savage.
Yes, Madam Chairman. We have Alan Diney Dickerson.
Do you have anybody from Essex, Mr. Connor? Mrs. Seaman?
Yes, I'm Jack Shea here.
much like to say just a word. Shirley Seeney, our distinguished supervisor, just mentioned that James Shea, my grandson, just won the world's championship in skeleton. Now, skeleton is head first luge. At the present time, it is not an Olympic sport, but we are working very hard to get skeleton recognized. It was a sport in 1928. It was a sport in 1948, and at that time I think it was terminated because of lack of interest. But this time there's 27 countries that are participating in skeleton. The important part of this to me is, as I stand here with great pride, as John Brown of North Elba looks down on me, that my son James was an Olympian in the combined, Nordic combined in 1964 in Innsbruck. And of course I had the great honor to gain 2 gold medals in 1932. And if my grandson is recognized as an Olympian in 2002, it will mean that there will be 3 representatives of the same family representing the United States of America in Olympic competition. That is something that would be of great pride to me. Thank you very much.
She had a stroke last October and she's been ill. She sends a message, says, "Happy birthday, Essex County." She feels better, thanks everyone for the cards and messages of concern. She hopes to be home soon. She also sends a little note to our county clerk, Joe Calancha, who resides in the town of North Hudson. 100 years ago, the Board of Supervisors planted a tree, which nobody knows where it is. She writes to Joe, "Wonder if this was the tree that was planted 100 years ago."
Mr. Bowles.
I don't think so.
Mr. Glebus?
Yes. From the town of Lewis, we have Tommy Brown that's here. Tom, would you come up, please?
Yes, we have Mr. Mazarowski and Mr. Hyde today.
Mr. Morrow? Mr. Connery? We have pins for everybody, so afterwards, make sure you see the county clerk or one of his representatives, and we'll have pins for you. I would like to thank everybody who helped put all of this together, and in particular Joseph Bravancia, who always is in charge of pomp and circumstance in Essex County, and he does a wonderful job. The Honorable John Kelly, Michael Connery, Shirley Seeney, Reed Larson, the county historian, Bill Johnston, the county planner, Ron Offner, our tourism director, Debbie Weber, the clerk of the board's staff, Fred Buck, the DPW superintendent, and our deputy county manager, Nancy McLean from the county clerk's office, Bill Garrison from the clerk's office, and all of the staff over there who worked so hard to put this together. Henry Hamas, our sheriff, Richard Meyer, the county attorney, who did such a wonderful job on our history, Adele Pierce, who from the Advertisers Workshop did this logo for Essex County at no cost, which I always like to hear. Cliff Donaldson, county manager, who happens to be convalescing from back surgery and was unable to be here today, but sends greetings to everyone. And to all of you, thank you very much for coming and celebrating with us here this morning. I would like to announce that we're going to have a reception out in the hallway behind the Board of Supervisors chambers. We hope you will all stay and celebrate with us. And if you would bear with us for a few minutes, we would like to ask the Keene Central Band to come forward. They're going to play a song for us and lead us in a patriotic song.
Heavenly Father, we, your children, ask your blessings. Father of the universe, protector and provider of the human race, we turn to you with confidence, trust, and hope. Bless the members of our legislature. May their endeavors, deliberations, and agreements always bear in mind the good of our people. Bless the people of Essex County who place their trust in the representatives of this legislature. Protect us all that we do for your honor and glory. May our humble efforts be rewarded by your gracious assistance and brought to a fruitful conclusion with your guidance and help. We ask you, Lord, in the name of your Son, amen.
I would also like to recognize the Reverend Richard Stroops. He's a pastor of Our Lady of Lourdes, and he is vice chairman of the President Priest Senate, representing Bishop Paul Logarity. The County of Essex, and more particularly the town of Lewis, played an important part in the Diocese of Ogdensburg, as Lewis was the birthplace of the first Bishop of Ogdensburg, Edgar Waddles. Thank you again, and we're just waiting for the band.